So we were with God for millions of years before we even came here. That's why God knew Jeremiah before he was in his belly, before he was in his mother's womb. That's why God chose his elect before the foundations of the world, because of what happened in the age before this, right? That's why, when you look at the things of science, like minerals dating back millions of years ago, and you see these hydroglyphs, and you have, fossilized things like mammoth tusk and stuff like that. That's because this earth was around for millions and millions of years ago. We were with God for millions and millions of years. We were in our spiritual bodies, like when Jesus was walking through walls and stuff. We were in that transfigured spiritual body. But what happened was God had to wipe us all out because Satan rebelled, and a third of the angels, which are messengers, got deceived. A third didn't know what was happening, and a third stuck with God, right? So, that explains why Esau God hated and Jacob God loved before they were even birthed, so it puts a lot of things in perspective. But yeah, God's calling us back into an eternal relationship with us, and in the next earth age, right, when there's a new heaven and a new earth, it's going to be like before. It's going to come full circle, right? So that's why he resurrects us back to life, resurrects, brings us back to life, because we were alive with God forever, right? And then we went to sleep, and then we came back to life through Jesus Christ, right? That's why Jesus, when he was talking to the Pharisees, he said, you're all a bunch of empty tombs. You're a bunch of washed out tombs, right? He said, there's going to be a day where the people that are dead in the graves will hear his voice. He's talking about the spiritual body, right? The first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The second man, Adam, was made a quickening spirit, right? He brings us from death to life through Jesus Christ. Now we're alive in Jesus Christ. It's the Spirit that is in us. So I hope this message blesses you today. I hope you can receive the revelation. I hope this can help you in a walk with God. To add on to that video before I go back to sleep, right? Remember when God, right in the beginning of Genesis, came, and the Spirit of God came above the waters. And it talks about this in 2 Peter chapter 3. It talks about dividing the waters from the waters. I can even pull up the verse. But the reason why God came across the body of waters is because he flooded everything with the catapult. He says this, talks about, I think in Jeremiah and or Ezekiel, he says, I'm going to make this place a complete desolation. Totally wiped out everything. And right here, so right in 2 Peter chapter 3, it says, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. By the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Right? So, way back before we were in here, right, God flooded everything. We were with God for millions of years. And there was a war broke out